I am still in the book Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And I want to share this part of the book, especially since, in my opinion, it pertains to what has happened to America in our last election. Remember, this book was written in 1938. This particular chapter is on propaganda. Napoleon asked the devil to tell him of some of the other tricks the devil uses to lure people into drifting. Drifters are basically people who don't think for themselves. Here's the devil's response. One of my most effective tricks is known to you as propaganda. This is the instrument of greatest value to me in setting people to murdering another under the guise of war. I mix propaganda with the news of the world. I have it taught in public and private schools. I see that it finds its way into the pulpit. I color moving pictures with it. I see that it enters every home where there is a radio. I inject it into billboards, newspapers, and radio advertising. I spread it in every place of business where people work. I use it to fill the divorce courts, and I make it serve to destroy business and industry. Later in the conversation, Napoleon says, I suppose some of your boys are now, engaged in preparing the minds of American people to drift into some form of dictatorship. Tell me how they work. Remember, this was written in 1938. It is now 2024. The devil responds, yes, millions of my boys are preparing Americans to become Hitlerized. Our best boys are working through politics and labor organizations. We intend to take over the country with ballots instead of bullets. Americans are so sensitive, they would never stand the shock of seeing their form of government change with the aid of machine guns and tank cars. So our propaganda boys are serving them a diet they will swallow by stirring up strife between employees and employees and turning the government against the business and industry. When propaganda does its work thoroughly, one of my boys will move in as dictator, and these 9 old men with their silly notions of the Constitution will move out. Everybody will be given a job or fed from the government treasury. When men's bellies are filled, they drift freely with the one who does the filling. I just find that mind-blowing because just sitting back and watching what is going on in our government, the election, the politicians, the news, you can, in my opinion, clearly see that the American people have been bamboozled. And we are going to pay dearly for our drifting ignorance. Get the book, read for yourself. You know what? And if you want, leave your comments, but be gentle about it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button.